and welcome to Thor-is-testing. First test of the year here in 2017. We are in the late winter here, but all the snow, as you can see, has gone, and we have a couple of plus degrees, warm enough that I can have my military issue, it's in Danish it's called fiber fur, on here, and nothing else. Great weather to be testing my first knife this year. And today we're gonna take a look at a Jaktkit. Jaktkit is somewhat of a new knife in Sweden, a Swedish manufacturer called Magnus, who make these Jaktkit knife, and this is the Knv3 knife. It also comes in a 2 version. It's a bit larger. But as you can see here, it is a great knife. It has a small drop point, it has a nice wide blade, and it's actually quite thick. The handle looks much like a Feldkniven handle, but has some differences in that it has a large point here where your finger won't go on. It has a nice Kydex sheet, very lovely sheet here actually. Really love this Kydex sheet. It clicks well in and it doesn't go anywhere, as you can see here on the sheet. And it also has this extra security here if you go out in the woods. Also, as I always like, I like to be able to draw my knife with one hand, and you can do that with this thumb, as you can see here. Okay, the blade is 84 millimeters long, and the overall length is 202 millimeters. The blade thickness is actually 4.5 millimeters, so it's kind of wide for a knife like this, and it actually has a little Scandinavian grind here, but I would say it is more of a flat grind than a Scandinavian grind on this knife here. It goes all the way through. Some would say that it is a full tang because it goes right under here and go all the way through. Some call it a rat tail. Lots of names for it, but it's sturdy, and there is 10 years guarantee that it won't break. The weight of it is 160 grams, and the steel is carbon steel here. Hardened to 59 HRC, so it's kind of hard. Okay, that's about it. Oh, I forgot to mention that it also has a Mullen what do you call it? A Mullen handle here, so it can be put on Mullen issue geared. So I forgot to mention that. But well, let's go ahead and see how it does here. I'm gonna do the regular batoning and chopping. Well, chopping is gonna be some baton chopping because it's not that heavy or wide. And then I'm gonna do some stitching or feather sticks. Let's see how that goes. And of course I have my project, and then I'm gonna make a fire. I was gonna make a fire anyway, so we might as well do it the right way. But let's see how it does at some batoning here. I have some birch here. It's actually quite a wide piece of birch, so let's see how it goes through here. It went okay. It was kind of wide for the length of the knife, but as you can see, it plows well through, and mostly that is because of the wide blade. I have some hardwood here. I think it's elm or something like that. Just gonna take the edge of it here because it won't go all the way through. See how it goes down through this. As you can see here, works well on that too. And I have a piece of pine here. As you can see here, it almost see if I can. I think this is too. This is a bit too wide. I'll take a slice of it here, so you can see that it will work on pine too. So let's see how it does at some batoning. Just a sec, I'll be right back. I went ahead and took the longest I could find, of course, but no matter. It's a piece of birch here. See how it does at some baton chopping. As you can see here, you could do some small choppings, but it really doesn't make any sense. More of a baton chop here. As you can see, it will go right through this fairly fresh piece of birch here. Almost there. And now we're there. As you can see, it went fine with the baton chopping. So as you can see, it went totally okay for both batoning and baton chopping. Mostly because of this wide blade it has, and also because it's very well, it's made like a hammer here, so it works very well for this. So let's take a look at some stitching here, or feather sticks. Actually, somebody commented that, and I think he is right, that I'm saying that I'm doing a feather stick, but I only do some stitches or sticks here, or feathers, or what you call them, and that's of course true. I don't do a all the way feather stick, but I just made one here so I could show you that's how I make a feather stick here, on 4 sides, and all the way up here. Excellent fire starter if it's kind of wet. And the way I do it is I make a square, and then make the stick, the feathers, on the small side or on the large side, depending on how large I want them. But to demonstrate this, I can show you here that it's extremely sharp. Makes nice feathers here on this deadwood, piece of birch deadwood. As you can see here, it works very well, and it goes also the more fine if we wanted to do those. Works fine on those too, as you can see here. Very nice at feathers and making a feather stick here. Also, one thing I think is, as I always think, very important is the 90-degree angle on the back here, and that's for making the small tinder and using your fire steel. But as you can see here on this, that this is kind of maybe a little wet, but you get the picture that it has a very nice angle here on it, and you can make some very nice small tinder on a piece of deadwood like this. Actually, I think I'm gonna use this maybe as tinder for my fire right now. Yeah, well, the feather stick, and for the comment that I didn't make a feather stick, then I do make them. Just when I make these reviews, I only do some feathers just to show you how it works at this, and this works excellent about it. Before I make my fire, I just wanted to show you my bushcraft for today, and I made another toy this time, and I don't know what these are called in English, but in Danish they are called a heksemølle, a witch mill, I would guess. And the thing about it is you make a bunch of notches and a very thin piece of wood here, you can see here, and then you put it in the a piece of nail on top of this, and you make another stick that is squared, and then you go like this, and you can make the wheel spin without touching it. And actually the kids think it's a lot of fun, and you can go the other way. You can make it go both ways. You see, like this. And the kids think it's fun. They have a lot of fun with it. So that was the bushcraft for today, and it worked very excellent for it. You can do the very small notches here without any problems with it, as you can see here, and it has just been a dream working with. So see all the notches here. Some of them are already broken off because the kids have been playing with it, but gives you an idea. Okay, that was the witch mill, as we call it in Danish. So let's see if we can make a little fire today. I also took a piece of bark, birch bark here. This is some of my favorite ways to light a fire right now. But I have made it all clear with some of the small, here Marlene, some of the small fall off from the pine. It's an excellent first starter, and we have some of the more bigger trees, and then I have made some over here. So I'm ready to make a fire, and I have a piece of moss here to make it start at. So let's see if we can. Oh, might as well use my fires. Okay. So let's see if we can make a fire. I have my somewhere. Yeah, here over here. I have my trusted fire steel from Light My Fire. But this is a way that I like to start fires, and it's just to go out, take a piece of birch bark, and it can be from a tree that is either dead or standing on the ground. And if it's wet, this is excellent for it. Might as well take my sawdust here from before. And let's see here if we can make a nice fire with it. Then actually both use the sharp side or the other side for scraping now. So see. Oh, come on. Yeah. There we go. Remember not to suffocate it, with not getting enough oxygen in there. Wrapping up this Jaktkit Knv3, KNV3. It has been excellent to work with. Oh, there goes my youngest. It has been excellent to work with. It chops well. It batons well, mostly batoning and baton chopping. Because of the wide blade, it is very sturdy. It makes excellent feather stitch. It is very nice to work with as a bushcrafting knife. Have very good feel of the knife, and actually I would think it is a very excellent hunting knife also here. I've not tried it yet, but when I got a deer or something like that I've shot, I always use my thumb here, or my index finger here, so I know where my knife is when I got it. It would be excellent for this because it's not that long, and it has just been great to work with. Price wise, we are in the range of of 70 euros, which I think is an excellent buy for this knife. Excellent buy. You have a knife for life, and just great. It has a very nice sheet here to follow on, and it's just great. But let's take a look at the knife I've tested and put it over here. Set them up here. I started with the Feldkniv F1, still one of my favorite knives at all time. Then the Mora Bushcraft Black Edition, very survival edition, very nice. I love this knife. Then we came with a Finnish military knife, the JP Pendleton. Then I tested the small Enso Elva knife. Love this knife. Then I tested the Terave Pukko. This has been giving me a lot of feedback on this knife. A lot of people think this is a great knife, and that's why hopefully I'm gonna test one of the largest knife later in the spring. Then I tested the Karaswando axe, small axe, hatchet I have been told it's called. Then I tested another Feldkniv, the large A1, huge knife here. I love this bushcraft knife. Then I tested the Swedish Hultafors, a very economic knife and just a great knife for the price of it. Then I tested another Enso, the larger Elva, the larger Trapper. This was just one of the most sold knife Enso at all. Love this knife, beautiful knife. Then I tested a Danish knife here, the first Danish knife, a Wangendal. I love this. And I tested this replica of a Viking knife by Ole Fredlund in Denmark. Makes a lot of replica. Then I tested another Karaswando, but this time a knife, the links here. Love this knife. And then I tested last time the Kastrøms forest knife. Just one of the most beautiful and comfortable knives I have ever been working with. And then this time I tested the Jaktkit knife. And next time I think I'm gonna be testing the Light My Fire Mora knife here. Looking forward to this little knife here. So that's it. Be sure to check out my other reviews, and be sure to subscribe and sub-like and sub-share and all the other subs that YouTube have found out. And until next time, see you.